Welcome to Relocation Serbia. My name is Andre, and I'm the founder of Relocation Serbia, where we help individuals and families from all across the world move to this beautiful and glorious country. Now, unless you are a Serbian citizen, there are a number of steps that you will have to take when you come into Serbia. And today we will touch on the most essential part when you come and land into Serbia. And this step will need to be taken within the first 24 hours when landing or entering Serbia, either by plane or by car. Now, the first step that you're going to need to do is obviously find a place to stay. This could be a hotel, you can get an apartment to rent, or anything else, even staying with family members or friends that you may have here in Serbia. But regardless, if you are not a Serbian citizen, you will need to head over to the police station, which is usually in your district or neighborhood that you are residing in, and obtain what is called a white paper, beli karton, beli papir. There's a couple different names for it. And what that is a registration at the police station stating that you are here in Serbia. Now, it is very essential that you take this first step within the first 24 hours of entering into Serbia. If you do not get this process done within the first 24 hours, more likely than not, the police station will not allow you to register within Serbia to give you the opportunity to stay in this country. Now, the reason for obtaining the white paper or beli karton or beli papir is so that you can have access to certain amenities in Serbia. So that is, for instance, getting some sort of utilities, some services here in Serbia, such as setting up a bank account, as well as if you enter a hospital, they will need to make sure that you are registered in Serbia here. Even if you have foreign health coverage, health insurance, they will not validate it if you do not have this piece of paper. And there are some other essential reasons that you might want to have it, especially if you are traveling within Serbia or getting stopped by the police. Now, what you're going to want to do is when you enter Serbia, like I said, go to the nearest police station with your landlord, or if you're staying at a hotel, the hotel themselves will do this process more likely than not. But it's up to you to confirm that the hotel will do it for you. If you're not staying at a hotel, you will more likely need to take the landlord with you and go down to the police station and register. The registration process is quite easy. You will need to take your passport with you and the place of residency. And if you're going with your landlord, the landlord will have to take his registration of the property, that he is the owner of that property, with him as well. You will fill out a simple document, which will be two pieces of the same document, one for the police station to keep and one for yourself, which will have a stamp on it by the police station. The information is very simple. It'll go over your first name, last name, country of origin, where did you enter, your passport number. Then it'll have the place of residency's information as well. They'll have to sign off on that. Once you are done that paper, you will then submit it to the police officer at the station along with your passport and a verified a stamp on that passport itself. He will review it, sign off on it, and then you are on your merry way. You will get this piece of paper the same day or within the same hour that you are at the police station. So there is not a waiting period in order to obtain it. The waiting period is only for you to get into the police station to do so. Like I said, if you do not get this done within the first 24 hours, more likely than not, the police officers will tell you to leave the country and re-enter, and you do not want to do that because then you're looking at different ways of leaving the country. Now, it is also essential to understand that this document here you can have with you, or you should have it with you at all times along with your passport, especially if you are traveling within Serbia. If you are not comfortable carrying a piece of paper with you in Serbia, you can more likely than not just take a picture on your smartphone and then have that along with your passport with you and present that to the officer if you ever get stopped here in Serbia. Now, depending on the officer, some officers will not accept a photo of your white paper or beli karton. They will actually ask for your physical copy. You will not get in trouble with the officer at that point in time. They might just request that you come in the next day and actually provide that document to them. And once they verify you, you are on your merry way. And once that is completed, you now have access to anything you want to do here in Serbia. One thing is to make sure is that you do not overstay your visa, because more likely than not, when you leave the country, you will be asked to provide your white paper. Sometimes you are not, and you'll be fine. But if you overstay your visa and you leave the country, then they'll ask for your white paper or look at your passport, and then they'll see that you overstayed it, and then you will go before a judge. The reason that you want to have this done and not delay it any longer is because if you do get into any health crisis or whatever and you do not have it, they will more likely turn you away at the hospitals unless you go to a private hospital. Also, a point to make sure is that if you do move from place to place, that you actually update your white paper or beli karton or beli papir at the nearest location. So if you are going, for instance, from Belgrade, or Belgrade as my North Americans like to call it, to say Novi Sad, make sure that you update that piece of information as well. Now, if you're changing addresses, that does not need to be done within the first 24 hours, but it's important to get it done as soon as possible. Now, if you're only staying there for 2 or 3 days and then going back to your original residence, then you are fine. But if you are going for a month here, a month there, and another month somewhere else, make sure you update that so that you are, in the clear, should I say. If you have any other questions, like I said, we at Relocation Serbia are here to help facilitate any issues with people relocating to Serbia. So that could be guidance as to where to go, speaking the language. I do speak and write the language. I speak English, of course, as you're listening to this video. Some officers will not be able to speak English, as most of them do. You might catch the odd one that does not. Once you have your white paper, you are now free and clear to go and explore anything and everything in this wonderful country that you desire. And there are many things to look and see here in Serbia and go and experience. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at relocationserbia.com and get in touch with me, and let this process get started, and let me help you enjoy Serbia. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.